guys, what's going on? It's In the Gym with Team MassiveJoes! USA style, baby. Training some back at the world famous Coliseum gym in Queens, New York. Training some back with my brother in iron, the big Swole bear.
Hey, hello, how's it going?
And multiple Arnold Classic champion, IFBB pro bodybuilder, Greene, aka Mr. Getting It Done. Special comments by Big Knee Boss.
Hello.
Future IFBB pro and multiple Arnold Classic winner, Steve Mills.
Future multiple Arnold Classic winner, Steve Mills, aka Mr. Bate to Get It Done.
I always get it done. That's the one thing I got going for me.
You guys are in for a treat with this episode of In the Gym with Team MassiveJoes, man. Not only are we training back with one of the most impressive backs we've seen thus far, but before we get started, you guys are getting a tour of the world famous Coliseum gym.
Yeah, guys, I'd probably get the popcorn and shit ready. Put this video on pause and get a drink because this is a long ass video.
As soon as you tune in Gym Team MassiveJoes, you got the popcorn ready.
Well,
and the notepad.
It was an extremely long workout, so it's an extremely long. Extremely long.
Happy tissues or sad tissues?
Both.
Extremely long video. So, and it's in depth, man. We're going to go into, because we love learning new things when we do workouts, and this was like, knowledge bombs were dropped in Queens that night.
100%. I don't want to get into it just yet because we've got plenty of time to talk about that. So how about we talk about this Coliseum gym here, Big Swole?
Well, yeah.
Delicious.
It's a cool gym, man. Really cool equipment. It's a little bit crowded, as you can see, but that's a gym in New York for you. New York's crowded, the gym's going to be crowded.
Yeah, but even still, like it
has some pretty cool equipment, though.
Amazing equipment and f***ing well put. You don't see gyms like this anymore. Look how small the cardio section is.
It's brilliant,
That's
isn't
how
it?
a gym should be.
Yeah.
Small cardio section, big as weight section.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're here to make gains.
Put the cardio in front of the food. That's a great idea to test your mental fortitude.
Oh shit! Boom! Big Swole's ready.
And there he is. And of course, rocking the f***ing grey on grey hoodie.
All grey everything. And you guys will see as we proceed through this workout, it actually changes colour.
Yeah, he's like a chameleon.
Yeah, it goes from light grey to dark grey.
Very f***ing dark grey.
Anyway, starting this workout off with a very interesting warm-up superset.
Yeah.
We started supersetting reverse grips, underhand grip, lat pull-downs, and we supersetted them with dips.
Yeah.
As you guys will see in a second. Yeah. And this was just to warm up.
We did like 12 sets to warm up.
And viewers at home who follow Greene would know that he is a big fan of warming up, both physically and psychologically. And so he put us through this warm-up superset to get not just our bodies ready, but to get our minds ready as well.
Yeah, I was pumped as after this warm-up, man. It was ridiculous. Like it was a great way to warm up.
Yeah.
And Kai explained it, the way he does this warm-up a lot, purely for, he'd say, synergy.
100%.
Because you're working like the mirror muscles.
Yep.
You're getting basically your whole upper body warm. And ready to go into combat, so to speak.
Well, good to go into battle.
Yeah.
Big Knee, you got anything to say about that opening superset?
Well, you wouldn't. If it was me or Joel doing it, you would have told us to get with doing those dips straight up.
100%.
Oh, hell yeah.
100%. I almost thought about telling Kai that as well.
Oh, can you do it?
I was like, Kai, what the are we doing?
Yeah, no shit.
And he started a lot wider on the grips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, we learned a lot from this, man, and a lot of different grips, different pulling movements, activating your traps when you're doing those reverse grip lat pull downs, even these ones here, activating your traps before you actually engage your lats. It was epic. So.
And then we got started with the close grip pull downs, which was also part of the warm-ups, and then we got started with the actual workout, where we started with the wide grip lat pull downs.
Yeah.
This is where it begins, viewers at home.
Yeah.
This is where the gains start, Big Nick.
So, Joe, explain to the viewers at home what Kai said to you before you did this exercise, how you should think about doing this exercise.
Well, I think I kind of need to explain to the viewers, or else most of the rest of this workout is going to make no sense whatsoever. So before we started training, Kai said to us, he said, what do you guys like to focus on when you train? And we said, well, Kai, we're bodybuilders. We're training to make our bodies look a certain way. We're training for, effectively, we're training for aesthetics. And so Kai then said to me, he said, okay, we're training for aesthetics, we're training back. So what we want to do is we want to think about the back poses that we would hit on stage, and we're going to train certain exercises that are going to enhance those back poses.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind, viewers at home, because then that's going to make a whole lot of sense when you see us hitting like rear delts and traps and shit.
No shit, yeah.
Anyway, back to this first workout here, Big Swole.
Mm-hmm.
Kai, putting that in context with this wide grip lat pull down, he said each and every rep, imagine you're hitting a back double bicep shot.
Yeah, every rep. And squeeze it every
I
rep.
see what you mean about the jumpers turned to dark grey.
Oh yeah, after
Already?
yeah.
The first exercise.
Yeah, I think he threw it out straight after the workout.
And then we moved on to, and this is where it's going to be in context once again, to a rear delt superset, Big Swole.
Yeah.
Going these Kai Greene style, super wide grip, would you call them pendlay
They're not
rows?
pendlay rows because you don't lock out, but they're almost like a guillotine. You're pulling right to the top of your chest, almost to your neck. Feel like you want to cut your neck off with a bar.
And you're,
Keeping those elbows out, activating the rear delts and upper back.
And keeping your upper torso parallel to the floor.
Yeah.
And we supersetted those super wide grip Kai Greene style rows with completely bent over dumbbell rear delt flyers.
Yeah. So 15, what was it, 20, 15, 12, 10, 4 working sets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 20, 20, 20, yeah.
And the reason why we're hitting rear delts in a back workout, once again, to go back to what Kai mentioned at the start of the workout, is because when you're hitting your back poses, your rear delts play a massive part.
Yeah,
So we're
big time.
training for aesthetics.
Yeah. Now this one was pretty cool. This was like, you think of this as an upright row.
Yeah.
And that's the way I always look at it. But pulling, obviously to where Kai is, he explained that you actually activate a lot of your upper back when you're doing this movement and pulling it so high. And as you can see, he pulls his elbows back to activate the back before the movement. So this was a pretty cool superset we did here. So this was like an upright row pulling right to the top of your head, to your forehead. And supersetted this one with, bent over pullovers, cable pullovers. Which obviously activates your lats. So once again, synergy.
Well, once again, with the first part of this superset, with those upright rows, traditionally that's something you do on shoulder day.
Yeah, big
Because
time.
traditionally you're doing it to hit primarily your middle delts
Yeah.
and a little bit of traps as well. But once again, when you think about your back poses, your back rear lat spread, your back double biceps and all your back poses, your rear delts and your traps play a massive part in those poses.
Yeah.
Even your middle delts and even your front delts play a pose in the back double bicep shot. Hey, Big Knee.
It does.
And so that's why we're hitting them with the back.
And if you guys ever want to see someone do like a perfect cable pullover, have a look at the movement through Kai's back here, how he's activating everything through those lower lats. And you can see why his lower lats are so well developed. Look at the back arch and those lower lats just activate them.
And he's stretching at the top.
Yeah.
Not enough people get that stretch on.
No.
Yeah, that's it. And not many people can see their lats activate through a
No shit.
I know two of them. One of them's Kai Greene, the other one's sitting right next to me. Big Knee boss. I've never seen Neve so quiet.
I neither have I.
In the
Like,
gym.
are you just
Look at the
astonished?
I can see
Are
that.
you taking it all in?
The heat is coming off the head at the
Because
moment.
there's thoughts going through the head.
He's like, I want to do this workout.
Thoughts become things, my brother.
Yeah.
Turn those thoughts into action, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm just concerned that Kai Greene is making JB, who's sitting at 110, 6'3".
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I feel like a small
Kai
child.
Greene's sitting at 140, 5'10".
Yeah.
Come on, mate.
I know.
Put it in perspective.
But JB is not.
Shit.
JB is not a small human. Let's put it that way, though.
No.
But no, Kai Greene is just f***ing massive, mate. That's the thing.
Just a slab of muscle.
Slab, yeah.
I was actually impressed because I think JB, aka the Big Swole Bear, aka Mr. Textbook, met his nemesis.
I
in this
did,
workout.
mate. This is the kind of work.
Textbook form versus textbook form.
Yeah.
His textbook form is better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But then the thing you look back at is those Penlay rows,
Yeah.
or almost this row here, isn't textbook.
Well, how could you say it's not textbook?
Well, there's a lot of body English in it.
Are you
though.
calling Kai Greene?
Are you
out?
calling Kai Greene out?
Form?
I've called him out.
I'm
So this-
shocked and awed right now.
No, because look at Joe here. Nice, slow, controlled contractions.
Yeah.
You're getting the squeeze at the top.
Yeah.
Kai didn't see that on this movement or
Yeah.
those guillotine rows that he did before.
Yeah,
He was moving a lot of weight,
like bags of feathers.
but not squeezing like you are.
That's a good point.
Do you want to argue that with him? We'll get his number. You can give him a call and say, mate, your rows are up to shit.
I'm not saying they're up to shit. I'm just saying where you see a lot of bodybuilders, like yourself here, who's squeezing at the top of each rep. Yeah, we're not seeing that.
I think he was still doing that just really fast. Anyway, so what we did here, this was pretty cool. So he was actually trying to get you to separate your shoulder blades and really stretch out through your back, through your rhomboids. And then when you pull up, you're obviously squeezing at the top. So not using your legs, and as Steve said, using that body English, but really trying to pull with your upper back and squeeze through your shoulder blades there. So pretty cool.
We did a lot of movements.
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous.
It's
this
phenomenal,
is this is why it's the best workout I've ever done. So what we did here, high wide grip cable row, obviously keeping your elbows out, and then we supersetted this one with shrugs.
We did.
So you wouldn't think, okay, we'll superset rows and shrugs, but you're activating those traps with this movement. And then you go into the machine shrugs, which you'll see in a minute.
One of the things that I really took from this workout and from a lot of the things that Kai and I were talking about during the workout is a lot of people don't focus enough on their upper back.
No, God no.
A lot of like movements, especially the rowing type movements, the pull up, pull down type movements are focused on the lats.
Yeah.
Whereas Kai, as you notice in this workout, there's a lot of like high rows,
High
wide
upper
grip
back
rows
movements.
to really hit the the rear delts and the traps, obviously, but then also to hit the upper rhomboids more than anything. And a lot of people think about Kai Greene when they think about his back, they think about how deep the lats insert and how thick and full the lats are. But if you actually look at Kai's back, one of the most impressive parts is the upper back.
Oh, absolutely.
That you don't really notice
you
because
can
the
also,
lats are so powerful.
You can also see through, the volume and the different movements why his back is so developed, because he hits it at absolutely every angle possible.
Most definitely.
It just gets a full back workout.
I liken this workout to a Kentucky tour of back movements, Big Swole.
Well, yeah, but except we didn't have any fucking cocktails.
And then we moved on to another rowing movement. This time we're pulling a little bit lower towards the belly button, rather than your high rows, which we've done before, and a little bit closer with the grip as well. So more of a conventional bent over barbell row, but once again more bent over than most people would normally be.
Well, it just means
a bit of a mix between both.
Well, you see motherfuckers do this, and they'll throw 4 plates on each side and start swinging and half deadlift, half row, whatever the hell it is. Whereas, Kai ensured that we stayed as bent over as possible during this movement.
And then, it means you have to leave your ego at the door a little bit and pull a little bit. You're going to move less weight, but you're going to activate a lot more of your back, and especially your upper back, because you're not bringing your lats into it as much.
Most definitely.
Yeah, but the great thing with this is, you think about all the movements we've done, your lower back should be fried, but by changing up the angles that your lower back is actually on with the rows we did a minute ago, your back actually felt pretty good.
Yeah.
It was mentally, physically fatigued, but your lower back wasn't seizing up.
Most definitely.
The thing you do is you need to go back and look at both of yours, where your elbows are pulling.
Yeah.
Because so you see there Joe's elbows are pulling back.
And that's hitting your lats.
And that's hitting your lower lats. From before when you were doing those seated rows,
your elbows are up, which is hitting
nice and high, which is hitting your upper back. So that's probably the main technique is where your elbows are coming, which is especially going to make sure where you're hitting your back.
Most definitely.
Or which part of the back you bring into it is where you bring in your elbows.
And just to put this in perspective to you guys, so there's
50 kilos on that, mate.
50 kilos on there. You're rocking 60 kilos. Kai was rocking 120, I think. But usually when, we can do bent over rows. If we want to go heavy, we can do like 150, 160 kilos. Not a problem. But the form is shit.
Yeah. But it's not bent over like this.
And to be honest, I think you probably stimulate more back growth going a little bit lighter and just keeping the form on point.
Oh, absolutely.
Really,
I prefer
really
doing rows like this now, because it means you're not putting as much stress on your joints, but you're activating the muscles a lot more, and you can hit the muscles the way you want to.
Well, and there's no need to. There's something else that I think Kai and I are talking about it right now in the background there, Big Swole, was we were talking about the difference between, sacrificing form, lifting heavy, or keeping really strict form and lifting light. And, Kai said, as you progress through the sport, and in his situation as a professional, he's expected to be able to perform consistently and therefore stay injury free. So why would he be, throwing around shitloads of weight with horrible form, increasing the risk of injury
when he doesn't really have to?
Well, you don't have to. You can stimulate the same amount, if not better, muscle growth with better form and lighter weights and a lower risk of injury.
Now, do you want to explain what we're doing here?
No, I don't.
No, this is No, this is like nightmare
about
file,
the
isn't
Superset.
it? So
Yeah.
this is our last exercise. So Kai wanted to just finish off the back. So what we did is we set the weight at around 67 kilos, or how many pounds is that, Steve? 100.
About 2.2.
Oh, mate, my maths isn't good.
It doesn't
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
140, 150.
So, 150 pounds, 67 kilos for 20 reps on the cable row there, as you can just see. Then, come over here and superset this with deadlifts. And as you can see, Kai's doing 100 kilos here
And
for 20 reps. So we do
And
20
failure.
reps on the cable row
Yeah.
and 20 reps on the deadlifts. Now, if anyone wants to completely fatigue and kill their back in 4 sets, go and give this a try. Do it at the end of your workout just for shits and giggles. I guarantee you won't be deadlifting very much. We did, 3 sets on 60 kilos here? And it was a tough 60 kilos, man. You have nightmares because you couldn't lock it out, which you'll see in a minute.
I'm a little bit embarrassed.
Oh, look, when you're training back for 3 hours and then this is the last thing you do, you can't really do much when your back gets to the point that the muscles will just not contract, and that's the point that you actually get to.
This is by far the hardest superset for back I've ever done in my life.
Well, you think about what you're doing here, man. You're actually activating your lower back a little bit. Every time you pull back,
Yeah.
you're activating those erectors.
Yeah.
You're working that middle back, as you can see there, activating your lats, which you do use in your deadlift, to stabilize the bar. You're doing 20 reps, so you're completely fatiguing your back right there.
We're going to you watch. You take it to failure. I
Yep.
got nothing left at this point.
Yep.
And you guys know when you take close grip cable rows heavy to failure, you're
Yeah, your back will seize up a little bit.
But then we go from there straight into deadlifts.
Yeah.
It's just stupid shit. Stupid shit.
But it was a great way to finish the workout.
look at it. Look at it. I'm I
Yeah.
got nothing.
Yeah, and
I
then
need
over.
to rest right now.
I
But
just love watching this set.
But no, go pick up the barbell.
'Cause, man, what-
and do deadlifts.
What is your PB on deadlifts?
Ah,
What?
240?
240.
Yeah.
240 kilos. So
Yeah, there's
we've
60
gone a
there's-
quarter of the weight.
There's 60 on it right here.
60 kilos.
Look at it. Look at it. I'm trying to find a seat to take a rest.
It's not even body weight.
No,
No.
it's nowhere near
Half
body
body
weight.
weight.
It's
I
Ash,
wouldn't
it's
say half
Ash's body
body
weight.
No, okay. Yeah, reps are clean. Yeah.
Yeah, they-
okay, and now they start to fall to shit.
After one.
Yeah, and rep 3, you got some curving of the back there. Yeah, this is fucked.
Yeah, it's a great way to finish off a back workout, but it's not something I do every week.
This is where Joe starts looking in the mirror to see if anyone's actually watching you.
Yeah.
Well, this is where I was like, turn the camera on. What's going on?
I don't want to do this
Play
anymore.
the first 3 reps on replay, you know what I'm saying? Look at that shit.
Lower back.
Yeah, it's starting to go, isn't
starting
it?
to pop up a bit there.
No. And to put this in perspective,
You can see the arse just not quite getting the hips up. Yeah. What were you gonna say, man?
Hips aren't quite getting the
Nah.
I-
This would be what, like a red flag in powerlifting, mate?
Yeah, not good. Not good.
Oh.
No.
Nothing.
How many more have you got to go, man? I'll count.
He's up to about 9.
Just
I
fast
think.
forward.
But f***ing 20 reps felt like you were down there for 3 days, didn't it?
Well, to put it in perspective with you guys, this was a 3-hour back.
This is a 3-hour workout, yeah.
And you've
The
seen
legs aren't even
Nah,
knocking out at the moment.
You've
The
seen
legs are
the
still
amount
going.
of volume that we did, the number of exercises, and then to go and finish off with this after failing on close grip cable rows.
Yeah.
I've got a pretty good reputation for keeping my form on point.
Yeah,
But
you had nothing left.
And this is like absolute. I could not look. I can't even.
You can't stop either, can you?
Out.
You can't stop because Kai Greene's sitting
I
down and
tried
go.
to stop. Kai wouldn't let me.
Yeah, no shit. So we were meant to do 3 sets of this.
Yeah.
And then I decided to be a hero.
Yeah.
And bang out. Instead of doing 20 reps on the deadlifts, I decided to do 25.
Yeah.
So Kai said, well, we're not f***ing done, are we? And you've got to put an extra 40 kilos on there and do exactly the same weight that Kai did.
Yeah.
So I did my cable rows first, and then we get to this. And I tell you what, this was the longest set I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
Just bounce and go.
Boom.
Yeah. This is like Doug Miller inspired touch and go f***ing deadlifts, man. As many as I can get.
It's very CrossFit-esque.
Yeah.
It's very Doug Miller-esque.
Yeah. But this is the thing, man. Doug does this all the f***ing time with like 4 plates on there.
Yeah, but not at the end of a back workout after pre-fatigue
Yeah, true.
failing on close grip cable
Yeah.
rows. That's the difference, mate.
Yeah, so I think I got to like 7 reps here,
Yeah.
and then it really started to hurt. And then Kai's going, man, you got 13 to go.
Yeah.
And as I said, you can't stop when he's actually standing behind you going, all right, 12,
Yeah,
10 to go, 9 to go.
Kai ain't gonna let you stop.
No, you're not stopping until that f***ing set is finished.
But to be fair, I have done this superset at the end of back workouts since this workout on a number of occasions.
Yeah.
And it is a phenomenal way
Yeah.
to finish.
Oh, I agree. I actually did it as soon as we got back.
Yeah.
I did it like the second day we got back, and it was a great way to finish.
Yeah.
But because the volume wasn't as high as what we done here,
That's correct.
it was actually a little bit easier. You know, the last set I got up to like 120 for 20 reps.
That's correct.
But because that volume wasn't there, you could do it and do it with a lot better form. But you know, at this point, our back was just f***ing toast.
Just nothing left.
Nothing left.
Nothing left.
What time of the day or night was this?
This was night time.
Well, it started in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Late
Late
afternoon.
afternoon.
And it finished at f***ing night time. Like it was, as I said, it was a 3-hour workout. We were at the gym for like f***ing 5 hours.
Yeah.
We were in New York for 12 and in the gym for 5 of them.
Spent half of it training with Kai.
Yeah.
At the
And who wouldn't want to do
Colis-
that?
At the Coliseum gym.
Yeah. At least we got the most out of it.
I've never seen
Yeah,
you.
dude. I was stopping like
Look at you. You like rest pausing on every single
every
rep,
single rep.
man. Every single rep.
Yeah. Rest
Look-
pause, another one, another one, another one.
And while you're rest pausing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Look at the pain on the big Swole. Look
Mate,
at
my
don't
back-
poke the bear.
My back's still f***ing hurting 2 months later.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, man, and stay up to date with all the latest editions of In the Gym with Team Massive Joes. If you're watching this on the mobile, don't forget to turn your post notifications on so you don't miss a beat when it comes to the Massive Joes YouTube channel. Until next time, where we come to and from, Swole.
MassiveJoes.com.
Stay